Okay, good evening, my brothers and sisters. This is my YouTube channel, and I'm Michael Malcolm IT. So, today we are going to talk about an ICT project planning and management. All of us, like it or not, when you're about to finish your undergraduate degree, be it a master's degree, you have to come out with a project. Those ones who are doing IT, talk about students of computer science, students of software engineering, in all, those ones who are coming from the faculty of IT. So my dear friends, today I have brought out an idea, and this idea is going to be Introduction to ICT Project Planning. As I've already told you that I'm called Malcolm, as you see on the screen, and I do lecture IT in different universities. So before, what are we supposed to do? What is a project? So we are going to keep on moving. Let's go to the second slide. So when you go to the second slide, is giving us what we call a definition of an ICT project planning. So when you look at each and everything that you do in IT, you have to do what we call a plan for the project. A project is something which is so practical, then at the end of the day, we are waiting to see your project. My dear friends, so an ICT project planning and management is the application of project management principle and techniques to execute or to the execution of the information and communication technology projects. When you look at this, it involves the systematic process of planning, organizing, and managing resources to achieve specific ICT goals within a defined constraint of a scope, time, and budget. So the definition implies that before we look at what we're supposed to look at, we have to be having what we call a technique. A technique in the project. All of us, we know what a project could be, but what is the technique behind it? That's what we're going to be looking at. In other words, an ICT project planning is a technique or a principle that we have to use to come out with a good project. Altogether, all of us, we know techniques are, and we know what principles are, because at the end of the day, we are going to look at them. When we keep on moving, we have what we call the fundamentals of a project management in the ICT. So a project management in the ICT domain shares many core principles with general project management, but also has a unique challenge and consideration. Yes, we have to come out with the project management and planning, but we have to also consider many things. That's why they say we have what we call challenges and considerations. So when you look at in this video, it comprises of what we call an ICT project planning. Yes, we have to come out with a good project, but we're likely to face some challenges. And we have those things that we have to consider in our ICT project planning. Altogether, yes, we want to come out with a good project, but we also have to look at many things in this project as well. Yes, when you go to another slide, which is giving us the core project management principle. What is a principle? A principle is something that we're supposed to follow in the project. Number one is initiation, defining the project scope, objectives, and feasibility. There is no any way you're going to come out with a project and the project does not have what we call a scope. A scope is the area of concentration. Let's say implementing school management system. Management system is a scope, is the area that you've decided to come out with. Then at the end of the day, you have to define the objectives of the project. What are you aiming at? What are the goals of the objectives? At the end of the day, we are likely to see the objectives. Someone is talking about the feasibility as well. You have to come out with a simple feasibility in the project, And then as we keep on continuing, there is what we call the planning. People, they don't want to plan, but like it or not, you have to keep on planning because we are studying ICT project planning and management. Develop a detailed project plan, including the tasks, the timelines, resources, and the budget. So in planning, it's where you put what we call the plan of the project. It's where you include the tasks. What are the tasks? What are the questions that you are solving? Then at the end of the day, the timelines, because there is no any project without a time. You have to give us the time of starting the project and the time when we'll end the project. What are some of the resources? The resources here, we are looking at the programming languages to be used inside there. What do we need? What do we need to come out with a good project? And then the budget, if it requires money, you have to also tell us how much have you spent in the project? How much have you used when you wanted to come out with a good project? And then at the end of the day, you have to execution. What is execution? Carry out the project planning, managing resources, and monitoring the progress. Execution is like monitoring. You have added in what we call your tasks. You have to manage the resources. You have to keep on monitoring your project. Then as well, there is what we call monitoring and control. How do we control the project? Tracing project performance, identifying deviations and task corrective actions. Are we together, brothers and sisters? Those ones who are likely to do their project, what are you supposed to know? So this is the course unit that I have brought for you. This is what we are talking about. Then the last one is closing, completing the project, evaluating outcomes, and documenting lesson learned. Are we together? So at the end of the day, we are waiting to see what is the end. What is the end of your project? You have done with what we call initiation. You've done what we call planning of the project. You have done what we call managing resources and monitoring progresses. You're talking about what we call identifying the deviations and taking corrective actions. Then at the end of the day, you have to give us what we call the closing of the project. You have to close the project. And then when you go to another slides, there is what you call challenges in ICT project planning. Yes, you are doing whatever that you're supposed to do, but there is what we call challenge. Challenge number one is called rapid technological change. The ICT industry is highly dynamic, requiring constant adaptations. There is a rapid technological change. You may be doing this, then at the end of the day, they have brought in something new. There is what we call change. It's a challenge. You are developing this, you are developing, let's say, management system, but when you look at in the actual terms, people, they don't need it. Yeah? Just because of the rapid change in technology. Technology is moving on the very high speed. Then at the end of the day, you have to come out with a simple project, which is not out of date, but which is already in the lines of the technology. There is complexity. ICT projects often involves some of the systems and integrations. Are we together? So when you look at this at the end of the day, you will see it as a challenge. Uncertainty are challenges, risks, and common. Are we together? Uncertainty is also a challenge. Someone is having a laptop is having a project. At the end of the day, it was affected by what we call the cyber threats. Are we together? So then we have the stakeholder management, balancing the needs of the diverse stakeholders, including technical and business teams. So we have to be very unique about this. Then at the end of the day, there is what we call quality assurance, ensuring the reliability, security, and performance of the ICT systems. Are we together, dears, my brothers and sisters? So therefore, for today, I would like to stop from there. I have talked about the core management or the core project management. I have talked about the fundamentals and I have talked about the definition. So what I want you is to follow, to subscribe for more videos. I remain Michael Malcolm IT. Let's keep in touch, my dear friends.